What a clap, Beans. What a
Yeah,
clap.
best clap.
Everyone, welcome to episode 12? 12. Are we 12? Is this 12?
12 years
We're 12
old.
years old. Nice.
We're
Beans,
in that
how's
emo phase. We all have the weird haircuts because we're grade schoolers, and it feels so good, dog.
only two more episodes and we're 14 and this is deep. I can't
Fun
wait.
fact: I peaked in grade school. We can get that into that later. But
We can get some inside information on that. Everyone, we got a great episode for you tonight, or today, depending on whenever you're listening to this. We have a great guest because every guest is great. But before we start, we'll get into my thing. We haven't come up with a name for this. Is this gonna be like a
this
segment?
is um just Marscola having a bad day, or the director not even being as smart as Jacob Marscola. That's
Oh,
the title for the segment. That's what we're calling it.
so if you guys listened to last week's episode, I rewatched The Greatest Showman to see if I could find some positive things about it because I wanted to, and I wanted to give it a second chance per se as a movie. Initially, I'll kind of say why I didn't like the movie at first, just because I don't like musical movies. That's been expressed over a few episodes, and I it was hard to watch it again just because I had to endure another musical. But right off the bat, I did like. So if anyone that actually has seen the movie, these are going to be spoilers. So I don't know. You can try to skip over me talking about this. But I do like movies that begin with how Greatest Showman began, like foreshadowing, or like it starts in the future and it goes back. You know what I mean, Beans?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like it starts on like the last show, I guess, but then it obviously like reverses or goes back in time, and I like movies that set that up like that. It
Well,
just
you're probably wondering how I got myself in this situation.
yeah, something like that, like a freeze frame. Well, you're probably wondering how I got there. We're gonna have to know about that, something like that. Yeah. So that was one thing that I like right off the bat. That I knew
It
happened.
happens in I was trying to think of a thing. It happens in The Emperor's New Groove.
Yes, that's a good example.
Yeah.
I like when movies do that. So, uh, the second thing that I noticed, even though I don't like musicals, the atmosphere of like I don't know what you would technically call it in like a musical, but every scene where like a song is happening, it's a good atmosphere. Like it was presented well. Like the first one is like I don't know what the song is, but Hugh Jackman and I forget the other Hugh Jackman and other character are dancing on the rooftop, and the sheets are kind of dancing with them, and it looks
Mm.
cool. Even though it's like super unrealistic, obviously it looks cool and it's a interesting atmosphere. Also, like in like the circus before their first show, when like they're I forget again. I don't know the songs that go with these, but it's like they're about to do the show or whatever, and the music's starting to kick up and it sounds good. And also the very end that like starts with the in the movie, and then the very end where I think it's called The Greatest Show. It sounds like it because they say it a lot in that song. Um, that was a cool, but every single I guess you would call it a singing scene. It was a cool atmosphere, I thought. Aside from them being like musical songs, it was actually decent music. I didn't realize that the first time watching it through just because I was trying to block it out. But it's actually decent songs. So yeah. And then the last thing, which is something that I thought was kind of cool that was able to happen. The movie's got like a few big actors, like Hugh Jackman, Zendaya, Zac Efron. And normally in a movie where they have big actors like that, I would think that they would like they're too big to not be noticed in the movie, and it takes away from the flow of the story. But it wasn't. For some reason I wasn't really distracted by that. You know what I mean? Beans like when a movie's got like Kevin James playing a more minor role, and you can't not notice that. But for some reason, and these weren't minor roles by any aspect, but like you took Wolverine and you made him a circus man, and I didn't get thrown off too terribly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I
I
think
mean, result. I guess I'm converted. It's a
I think
decent movie.
the here's the thing. I think that the miracle wasn't taking Hugh Jackman and making him a Music Man. The miracle was taking Hugh Jackman and making him Wolverine in the first place. Because this guy, he loves singing. He's a big softy boy.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
but for a guy that,
For a
yeah,
guy whose public image was Wolverine, I guess you're saying.
yeah.
But his true self, that's his true self right there when you're watching The Greatest Showman.
Well, that's
Um,
interesting.
my two
Yeah,
cents. My 2 cents is that the scene with him, Zac Efron is the best. The flipping, I don't know. They're like they're trying to figure out how much he's gonna pay Zac Efron. That's the best part of the show. Throw the rest of the movie out because I don't know. It's just stuff. And but that's a good scene. That's what we're gonna do.
yeah. I mean, for me, I had never. I mean, I had heard about this when the movie came out that Hugh Jackman actually was kind of a musical guy, but I know him as Wolverine, so that's what was cool, that the movie was able to like take Wolverine and not make me think, why is Wolverine dancing? Like it
That's
was,
fair.
yeah, it was a, and it took like Zac Efron, who's like such a Disney hot guy stereotype and archetype, and it made him actually like a character in the story instead of Zac Efron putting on a costume and some makeup and trying to act. So yeah.
I like how you're just like they're characters and not actors pretending to be characters.
Yeah, no, I mean most movies are good at that, but when it's like a big actor, that's like, I mean,
It's
maybe
when
not
it's a
even,
big actor that doesn't try. Like you get somebody like
yeah,
Adam Sandler who shows up to every movie and plays the same character. I
yeah.
think is pretty
When people
awesome.
still love it, but they only love it because it's Adam Sandler there. It's not like, oh, that's well, I mean, it's hard because every character is Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler is every character. But I know
Except
what you
for
mean.
in Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
I
Uncut
hope that's
Gems.
not Adam Sandler. I mean,
Yeah, that is not. I hope not, man. Adam Sandler better not be that dark, man. Um, yeah.
I
So yeah, I'll just we'll move on from that. I think conclusion. I think Greatest Showman is a decent movie now. I don't completely hate it anymore. I think I probably didn't at first, but I made myself hate it because it was a musical movie. So
it's like a 5 to 6 out of 10. What would
yeah,
you
it's
give
like
it?
a 5 to 6. As a film, I thought it was great. It's hard for me to rate it as a musical film because I don't watch a lot of those. So I don't know if you can give a quick little rating on that, Beans. Was it a good musical?
I mean, musical included. Like, yeah, I don't listen. I don't watch that many musicals either. So I don't have that much to compare it to. Like La La Land blew it out of the water, of course. And what else? I don't know that many other musicals. They're all canceled. These are the only two musicals that matter. No, Sound of Music. Sound of Music also blows it out of the water.
Yeah,
Great
that's a
musical.
classic. I mean, that's one that like again, it's like you have to like it because it's a movie that's like a classic
You
movie.
have to like it because every frame of that movie looks beautiful, dog. Because they
It
were
does look
like
good
the, because
for when
like
it was shot. It's really nice.
for now, dog. The message of that movie is like Austria is beautiful, and you look at that and you're like, Austria is beautiful.
I want to
It's
go to Austria.
yes, it looks amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Well, after that long-winded introduction to this awesome episode of BeansTalk, we are now ready to introduce our guest. It's a great guest because every guest is great. Beans, you want to take it away because this is a, I don't know. Beans, probably take it
All
away.
right, all right, all right. So
Okay,
here
go
we
ahead.
go. So you know how I've been saying we were gonna bring on some young blood. All right, we gotta get some young blood in here. We gotta get the next generation. We gotta get some scrappy people that are gonna take down the seniors. All right, they're gonna overthrow us. They're gonna have the underclassmen pranks. All right. So just for today, I have for you fresh Appleton blood, fresh of my own blood, taken from me but made fresh somehow. All
That's
right.
very bad.
We have Mary Jo Appleton.
Hello.
Yeah.
Mary Jo Appleton, Beans' freshman sister. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. I don't know what else to say.
Well, yeah,
I
podcast's
don't know
over.
if
Nothing else to say.
I don't know if a lot of people know who you are. If they do, I'm not sure. So let the
Oh,
people know who you are, what you do, what
um,
kind of ice cream you like. I don't know.
okay. Well, as I said, I'm Beans' little sister. I'm a freshman. Um, I'm in the musical. Besides that, I don't know how else you would know me. So there you go. Now you know me. Oh, my ice cream flavor. I like chocolate. Just anything with chocolate, I like. So.
That's fair.
It's a decent answer.
You know, you could just just be basic like that and like soft. But, it's a cool flavor. I mean,
I
I'm
was,
not gonna.
I was very excited to shoot this episode because I don't know how much of the sibling conflict's gonna play in, so I'm really excited for that.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna break through the wall and just be punching each other down.
Yeah, by the end of the episode, it's just gonna be Zach and I trying to maintain the chaos, bro.
All right. So Mary, right off the bat, I have a question for you. Is it true? This is now like you got the noir thing, you got the light right on your face. All right, this is real. Is it true that you were afraid of Mr. McCarthy?
For a little bit, yes.
Why?
Because, okay, here's the thing. For like the first 2 days of like class or whatever, all he did was like lecture us on how we had to do like honors level work, which, I didn't know what honors level work was. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard. And then he was like, and like, there's so much happening in this world, like you're really insignificant. And so I just felt very small and like unimportant in that class.
As opposed to Mr. McCarthy, who matters a lot.
Mr. McCarthy,
very significant.
Mr. McCarthy has the right to. He's like the guy who like kind of like gets the freshmen into high school shape. Just kind of like gets them ready for like the harder stuff going on. Honestly, I feel like I could take that class as a senior and still struggle. It was such a tough class, but it was like a good class in the sense that it shaped us for what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it's weird that we never really have another class that's like that. Like, you're going to think back to that class and be like, nah, that was one of a kind. That was, I don't know.
It definitely was. And it was interesting to take that class. And then the following year I took geography, and it was McCarthy again, but it was like a chiller version of McCarthy. But it still was like there was still hints of that world history brutality in there. I was like, oh yeah, this is the same McCarthy.
All right, so second question: are you still afraid of Mr. McCarthy?
Yeah, how you feel about him now?
No, not anymore. We're like best friends now. I am not afraid of it.
Follow-up question: has he already, like, how far into your high school freshman year did he try to recruit you for track, or was it even before you started? Like, how he's basically tried to recruit everyone in school, and it's helped him out because he's got about 75% of the school.
That's true. He never like talked to me personally about going to track. So thank goodness for that, because I don't want to deal with that confrontation. But he's definitely said something just to everyone generally, just be like, track. So.
Yeah, there's some people who, he can smell if you're on the fence. And, and then you'll be opening drawers and there'll be a little note from him saying, track?
Yeah, it's like he can tell, because he didn't ask everyone, actually. That was an exaggeration. He would ask the people that you thought to yourself, like, oh, man, they're in danger of becoming a track. Like, going to track. like it wasn't, like, he wouldn't go to some guy who's like, oh, that they're like, really good at baseball, and this guy's going to go play baseball in college, D1 baseball. He wasn't going to go up to someone like that and try to convert. But if there was potential in someone that he knew had an opportunity, like the slightest potential, though, like, he would come up to me, and I can't even imagine what track event I would do. But he was just like, so, like she said, track, that's a sport, you should try it out maybe.
Yeah, he definitely goes hard on trying to get the football players in there. I know that.
He definitely does. He like, even if it's not just track, like when he did his famous McCarthy agility training, when he started doing that, like, he really wanted football guys to do that. I don't know if it was because he really wanted us to succeed. Like, he kept saying, like, you guys got to get, you got to get quicker and faster. I can do that. And I was like, all right, cool. This isn't for track. He was like, no, I just want you to get faster. I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't. It's like you said, he's after a bunch of football people, but it's not necessarily just to take them away from football. It's like to just get them better, which is another testament to the kind of person that McCarthy is. He just wants everyone to be the absolute alpha of possible.
It's true. It's not just about like having people to do track. It's just teaching people to love running. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the spreading the run gospel. And
And it's really hard to do too. And he's done it to some people, and it amazes me that he's done it to these people that I know.
yeah, some people, they're always like, "Oh, I can never run." And then they start running, and then, they find out that it's a pretty good life running.
Yeah. So, Mary Jo, it's an interesting situation we got here. I mean, the year's nearly over. We're almost in the end of the third quarter of this year. But you've been doing your first year of high school, and your brother Beans is about to leave high school. How strange of a situation is that? Because I don't know. Like I was almost in that situation with my sister, so it's kind of like that. She's gonna go into high school next year. I'm leaving high school this year. But how is that? Like, that's like got to be a weird feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely weird because it's like he's like we were even walking into our first practice for the musical, and he was like, "It's my last first practice," but it was my first practice, and it was like we were on totally different sides of the spectrum of how we were feeling about the practice. Because I'm like excited and hopeful, and he's like, sentimental and sad and bittersweet.
Yeah. You're lucky that it's me and not Dom, because I was a freshman when Dom was a senior, and I was late for like half my classes because he could just run in there with his backpack on and the teacher didn't care. So, so I don't make you late, though.
Yeah, Beans. We'll try to talk a little more about you and Mary Jo, but how is that? That's so weird that you experienced Dom as a senior. She's experiencing you as a senior. Is anyone going to experience her as a senior? Is it set up like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the Nolan way, is that we've had somebody in St. Joe for a long time. It's been a while. And so, we always have family. We always squadding up, and there's always fresh blood coming in that we're hanging around, It's a big, long chain of homies. That's the Nolan tradition at St. Joe.
There's always going to be someone. You say that, but really, to me, it's like there's always going to be a Beans in there, because even if it's not Beans, all the teachers are like, that's kind of like Beans. This is kind of a quiet Beans. This one's a female Beans, but it's still Beans.
I don't know, because I wasn't like the original. Like this dates back to my uncle Sean. And then, my uncles they probably have a more impressive history. They're more like renowned than I am by probably a wide margin. We could get into that. The semi-embarrassing history.
Maybe we save that for when the entire Appleton clan comes on.
Oh yes, we have like 50 of us.
That's coming, or at least your immediate siblings. That's what we're trying to do. We're gonna try to get that together, because that would be.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. We talked about.
I didn't,
this.
Bro. All right, fine.
We talked about this once.
Fine. I guess I'll have everyone on. All right. Back to Mary Jo. I guess so. You're not scared anymore. No teacher scare you?
No, not really. At least none of like my teachers that I have. I'm sure next year I'll be scared of some teacher.
There's always one teacher that you didn't know before, or at least you heard of, and you get there and you're like, oh, you. Or it's like, oh, you. Like I had never known Mr. Reynolds this year, and then I got him this year, and I was like, oh, that's cool. There's always one teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah. I know, it's funny how like the teacher-student relationship, because it's like, they're kind of laughing stocks, but they're also kind of like heroes. I don't know. I think that's the way to describe it.
Yeah, it's either they're laughing stocks, they're heroes, or they're both.
I think most of them are both, to be honest.
Most of them are both, because there's always like a legendary teacher, but then there's always something you can laugh about with them. Like,
yeah, some of the most legendary teachers show up to their classes in mole costumes. So
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That's It's funny. I know what that story is, but I've never had Mr. Smith as a teacher.
Oh
I just know I knew
no.
that reference though. God,
Oh, that was such a beautiful day.
there's so many things, Mary Jo, that you're gonna like experience, and when you tell Beans about it, like when you come on after like 4 years from now, you're gonna like talk about your high school experience on BeansTalk, and we're gonna be like, yeah, I remember when that was cool.
Wow. So excited for those days.
All right, what's your review of St. Joe? What do you think about the building, the
Yeah, how do you
architecture?
feel
Look
right
at it
now?
from the outside. Outside
We'll
first.
ask you how you feel, and then we'll ask Beans to like respond to those criticisms and or like how you like it.
Okay. From the outside, I like it. I like the blue roof. I like that touch. It's very nice. Okay, this might be weird, but I like the hills. I feel like they had a nice touch. They're cute. I don't really know what else to say. I like it from the
What's like
outside.
what we meant more like the community, but I guess the
The
buildings.
No, I meant the building.
Oh, you meant the
I
building.
meant the
Okay,
building.
of course. You know,
We'll
Appleton's
get
like
into
light.
community later. I'm breaking it down bit by
You're
bit,
breaking it.
brick
Okay.
by brick right now.
How have you felt about the building in your 4 years?
The building. I do. I'm gonna be honest. I look at like some of the. I think I forget where we were, but they had like some like more like Gothic architecture, and I was like, dang, that looks really slaps. That one really slaps. I think it might have been like the um. What is that? Mishawaka something? Mishawaka Caveman had a nice place. But yeah,
Yeah,
we do have a unique thing with the hills and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of oh man, it is like yeah, it's kind of like modern. Um, I wish they would go like kind of more one the other way. Like the bricks aren't as modern as like the rest of the architecture. But it's really hard. It's really hard to build a building and like make it look coherent. Although I love the limestone down in IU Bloomington. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there are cooler ways to go with it. I'm dissing the bishop now. I like your choices, Bishop, but if you would have given me architectural control, or my friend Drewberg, who's going to be an architect or something, that's what he wants to be. It just might have been better, dude. I don't know. All right.
I just had I had a weird, before we move on to like the community of St. Joe, I had a weird feeling. What if like McCarthy had control over the structure and the architectural like creation of St. Joe? Can you imagine
Well,
the amount of hills that there would be and the size of the track, man? Bro, there
we
would be
would have
hills.
an indoor track. I
We
mean,
would have
that's
an
all I
indoor
can tell you.
we would have an indoor track. There would be absolutely no gym. It would just be an indoor track. And then I because she mentioned she liked the hills, and I was like, oh, you sound like McCarthy, dude. Imagine
He's like building hills. They have like dirt piles.
yeah,
They're like, yeah,
they're
run
just
up the
like
dirt.
they're
If you
like
do,
Mike, we can't build another hill. Make room.
it's like buying people's houses and just like turning them into hills.
Just being like trying to bargain with them is like, hey, if we take your house, I'll turn your son or daughter into a track genius.
Yeah, someone gives Mike McCarthy their firstborn to be like a track.
Oh my gosh, he sounds like Rumpelstiltskin. Like,
Oh man, that kid would run like, yeah, nobody's business.
Yeah, that kid would be walking way before anyone else.
he would learn to run before he learns to walk. Okay, anyway.
So like I guess now we talk about, what have you like felt so far, your fresh impression of like the teachers or the students or like it's hard to talk about community. Honestly, when anyone asks me what's the St. Joe community like, I'm like, I don't know how to analyze that. Just like what is your answer or interpretation to whatever the heck I'm asking here?
Yeah, I know. It's always hard to answer that, especially this year because like I've been through the screen most of the time. So like I don't really get a sense of community that well, but I'll try to answer it as best as I can. From the teachers are always like really nice and open, which is great. I need that because like I always feel like I can talk to them and like I can be like, hey, I need help with this and stuff like that, which is really nice. The students, again, it's weird because I feel like most of my time has been on Zoom, but the students are really nice. Some seniors in the musical at practice, they're great. Like they just include everyone, and like it's just a ball of laughs and good time, which is great. Yeah, so I would say overall it's great.
There are a lot of yeah, I've always talked about how there are a lot of like different sects of communities in St. Joe. But it's not like, clear cut. Like they all are homies at the end of the day. And it's not different sects because like people are exclusive. It's like, the people who are taking a bunch of more like engineering based classes will kind of, focus on that more. And so we really have communities, not based on like caste, but based on really what they're pursuing in life. And that's kind of really cool to see, that, that what really matters to St. Joe is just, just building a community around something that they love instead of trying to exclude people.
Good points. Definitely not answers I could think of. If someone asked me that, like if we had my sister come on and they asked me, it was like, I don't know. It's a lunch. Lunch is great. Top notch lunch, man. I'd like. I mean, what y'all are saying, how I get what you mean. Like, in a high school, you can't avoid like quote unquote cliques, but it doesn't feel like cliques at St. Joe. It's strange. And I definitely thought it would just because every high school would feel like that, but it doesn't. And not even in like a cheesy kind of way. It just doesn't. It just feels like it's like groups of people. Like it's, even though that's what cliques are. I don't know. It's when they told us about cliques back in like 7th grade and said the dangers of cliques, it definitely doesn't feel like I'm in danger when I go to high school today. Like it doesn't feel like. What are you saying?
It's like it's definitely embellished in the media around us, which is one of the weird things. Is that I think it's just so that people can have easy drama. Is that they just they have high school be worse than it is, and they have some of the high schoolers be just really egotistical and evil. When really that's just not how people operate. People are generally pretty kind people, and you just gotta talk to them and really understand their interests, and you'll be pretty civil with everyone, I think.
Yeah, and it's like what you say. It's not a lot of high schools, I don't think, that are like that. You go up to like a quote unquote clique in most high schools, and you're like, "Hey, can I talk?" And they say, "Sure," but you might not know what we're talking about, and you're like, oh, "Okay, if I don't, I'll guess I'll leave." But it's like an understanding. It's like if you're trying to get into a conversation and everyone in the room, including you, starts to realize you don't know what you're talking about, you just go, "Yeah, I'll leave if I start getting uncomfortable."
All right, but yeah, what did you think, Mary? Did you think there would be cliques? Did you get persuaded by the propaganda out there in American society?
Definitely like over the summer I was scared about cliques, and then in like the first couple of days I remember just being super happy. I was like, oh my gosh, like there are all these amazing new friends I'm going to meet. And then I remember my older sister Angela was like, oh, just wait till the cliques set in. And I was like, cliques? What cliques? Like, oh my goodness. But then I feel like they never really like set in, or they did, but like it never really scared me or like endangered me, like you said, in any way. And we stayed all homies at the end of the day, but like we definitely groups formed, which was fine.
Yeah, like if you're gonna define a clique just by any kind of group, I would argue everyone in this Zoom call is in a different clique. I guarantee you. Like,
Mhm.
like Mary Jo's in the freshman clique, as far as I could like know. Beans is
Freshman clique.
yeah, the freshman clique. Beans is like in the theater clique. Beans and Zach are also kind of like in the cross country clique. And there's like a group of people that Zach hangs out with that I barely ever talk to anymore because I don't have classes with. That's also another thing. Classes create those groups too. Like
Hmm.
I remember there's so many people I talked to freshman year because it felt like, oh, I'm only in classes with my friends, but the people you met initially are your friends. So of course you're in classes with your friends. And then sophomore, junior year, even this year, it's like I don't know like half these people in my class because these aren't who I was with initially. But you just gotta like adapt. It's not even too difficult. Anyone going into high school next year definitely is not as hard as people make it out to be, at least at St. Joe. I can't make that kind of statement for any other high school like Marion or Adams or Mishawaka or Penn because I don't go there. But I hope that they're as welcoming as St. Joe has been in the past 4 years that I've been there.
I'd imagine that they are, especially since, at the end of the day, people are people. So I wouldn't expect them to, like, you see those people in Disney movies where they've all clicked up, and they don't really act like normal human beings. And so when you think about how normal human beings act and just think about 800 of them, they're not going to, be super exclusive. I think that whatever high school you're going to, you'll find that most of the people are just pretty cool.
And if you don't find someone, hit up BeansTalk. We'll be your friend.
Yeah.
Everyone, the BeansTalk clique, man. Just join the BeansTalk clique. That's what we're gonna call it from now on. Our subscribers are now part of the clique.
Oh no, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't encourage a parasocial relationship.
Join our clique.
We
if you
start
don't
up
want
a Discord. Let's have
a BeansTalk Discord with like two people.
My gosh.
2 people, you and me.
BeansTalk Discord. Oh my gosh. I don't know if our fan base is like united enough.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a fan base or not. It's like 31 people.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet these 31 people. We'll do that. We'll somehow figure out, like in the future, we'll figure out who our first like 5 subscribers were, and we'll get them in an episode and be like, hey, thanks for making it happen.
This is where you have a Patreon, Marscola, and then people pay you so that they can be on your episode.
People pay you so they can be your friend.
Right now, all that happens is that people badger me for like weeks, and then I'm like, sure, be on the episode. I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, people will be like, or it's like with me, I've gotten people that like act very shy about it, like, hey, that's a cool podcast you got. Maybe I could be on it. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe you could use somebody with like long brown hair and green eyes. I don't know. I just feel like somebody with long brown hair and green eyes would have a really nice podcast voice.
Yeah, yeah. The tangents we go on are topics themselves. That's why this is such great content.
This is the best content.
All right. Before we move on, Mary Jo, what's your impression of BeansTalk so far?
I like it actually. I listened to like the first couple of episodes when they first came out, and they were really nice. I like wanted to listen to them while I do something else, just because they're so long that like. So I was trying to do my homework, but then I couldn't focus because I kept like going off and like just listening to BeansTalk. So then I had to like stop listening to them, or like not try to do my homework while listening to them because then I wasn't getting anything done.
Yeah.
But they're great. Like they're really fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So we're too distracting. We need to be boring.
Yeah, we need to be very boring.
That's what I learned.
We'll just get very close and just be like, hey guys, welcome to BeansTalk.
So here are prime numbers. 1, 2, 3.
I don't think that helps.
7.
You had to think about that one for a minute, man.
11. 13.
And if we mess up, we have to start over. We'd be like, oh, that's not a prime number.
17.
19.
19, I think. 23.
23. 29. Right?
I think so.
Riveting content here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is what
we should have Mr. Dillon on here. He can knock that out of the park.
We'll speed up the version and just prime numbers.
Yeah, we'll have it 2 times speed, and it's still a full hour of him saying prime numbers.
We'll have it 2 times speed, and it'll sound like a chipmunk was given Red Bull because Mr. Dillon just talks so fast.
1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Oh shit!
He just sits there for a minute, like thinking, like, that's right, and you try to give him advice, and he's like, no, that's wrong. That'd be hilarious.
We should. You know what we should do is that we should have an episode where we all, speak out a Star Trek episode with Mr. Dillon.
Just do some role play with Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would actually be a good idea. All right, wait. Back to back to Mary Jo. So Mary Jo is dating,
Oh, okay.
but not really. It's just freshman dating, which is fake.
We're gonna make it uncomfortable for her. Come on, man. We're trying to make this.
Come
Can't make.
on, man.
You know, this is what I was afraid of. Beans is gonna try to exploit your life, and I'm trying to save you here.
I'm trying to exploit you for money, Mary. All right.
Oh, rude.
Well, we can ask her if she wants to speak about it. The drama, the high drama. If you would like to keep it under wraps,
What's your
Mary Jo,
review?
we understand. What's your
Out
view?
of 10 use of your time.
Wait.
Don't worry, he's not gonna listen to this. All right.
Wait,
What?
you're asking her to rate the guy she's.
No, dating in general. All right, imagine it's the perfect guy. Dating in general as a freshman.
That's like saying this guy isn't the perfect guy, man. If he listens to
Nobody's
this,
perfect, all right? Nobody's perfect. Now, out of 10, now I'm gonna be using some time. All right, wouldn't it be better? No, I'm not gonna. You know,
oh my god.
you're just not gonna respond, are you?
Actually, yeah, you know, our moderator Zach makes a better point. Let's talk about just freshman dating. Mary Jo,
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, but Mary Jo, you might want to stay out of this one because Beans and I probably have the most cynical view you could possibly think of about this.
I didn't.
Freshman dating.
I remember it's fresh.
What the heck, man? Like,
it's all right.
no.
No. I mean, it's fake, but it's
yeah, okay. Well, if we're going by that notion, then okay, we can judge it by then. But it's fake. Even if it's real, it's fake. Mary Jo, I hate to burst your bubble here.
Oh, it'll going cold.
It'll be real in a few years. It's like I had this priest that was at my school back in Mishawaka Catholic. He said you're not actually dating until either one of you can drive, which is a fair point. So until then, you're just like practicing, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I can see that.
I mean, it's whatever you call it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to be like you say, like I'm going cold. That's not what I mean. I don't mean to say like, oh, you're faking it. It's just like, it's not really, unless, I don't know, maybe you got some like 15-year history or something. But if not, it's like Father Jacob said, and that was his actual name. I'm not pretending to be the priest. It's like Father Jacob said, you don't date until one of you can drive and go somewhere. Until then, it's like...
He's not pretending to be the priest because he is the priest who went back in time.
No, I'm not. His name was Father Jacob. I'm not a priest. I'm not a priest. This guy's name was Father Jacob. Father Jacob, you definitely don't listen to this, but what's up, man? How's it going? Maybe we'll get Father Jacob. We'll get Father Jacob and like Father Terry to come on. That'd be cool.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That'd be an interesting conversation.
I think that also Father Gill would make you.
Oh yeah, Father Gill would definitely like to do that. But going back to what Father Jacob said, I mean, does it make sense, or do you think that point's invalid? Do you think it doesn't make sense? No, you don't have to like say a priest's point of view is invalid. I'm just saying that statement that like you're not dating until you're driving. Like, do you think that makes sense?
I mean, a priest can have a wrong opinion.
Well, yes, I'm just saying the opinion in general. How do you feel about that statement? Is what I'm saying.
Me or Beans?
Yes,
I don't know. Either one of you.
You.
Oh, me. Okay. I mean, yeah. I feel like that's a decent opinion or statement to make. Like, I don't know.
Poor Mary. Agree? She just gets clowned on.
I don't know.
She just gets clowned on, dog. That's the thing about being a freshman in high school is that you show up and somebody's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And you're like, "I don't know. I just got here. I just showed up here. I was in grade school a few minutes ago, and we stayed in the same classroom all the time. And now, what are we doing here? I don't know."
Yeah, it's like showing up to high school is like you're a newborn baby, but no one thinks you're cute. They're just thinking you're doing everything wrong. It's like, why are you doing? It's like, why are you doing that?
Baby, why are you chewing on that like leg of the chair, dog? What are you doing? You're not a beaver, baby. You're a human, baby.
Now get up, do high school for 4 years, and deal with it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it feels like.
Why are you dating that kid? You're not a driving freshman. You're
That's gonna be me. When we're finally back in person, I'm just gonna see Mary Jo down the hall and be like, "You don't even drive, you weirdo."
Oh no, that reminds me of this quote.
What quote?
The Clueless quote.
What?
I
All
haven't
the
seen
homies-
Clueless.
Yeah, you don't have to, but but people love this quote. I don't know. It's
What is
famous in certain circles. I don't know if I.
Well, if it's not a good thing to say on the podcast, no, don't say it.
All right. It's not like that bad, but it's I don't know. All right, we can cut it out. It's
Well, just note this down, Zach, and go ahead and say it. What's the
Alright.
quote?
Why should I listen to you? You're a virgin that can't drive.
That's a funny quote. I don't know. I'll figure out what to do with it in post. We'll see.
All right.
I've never heard of that quote. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you didn't hear it in the final edit, guys, it got redacted. So there you go.
redacted.
Yeah.
Don't watch Clueless. You can watch Clueless if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, I guess you can.
I don't know. I know people appreciate it just because people who have like it's a symbol of the styles of the time. They would just pick up people off the street and they would be like, "Yo, you got style. Come on, our movie." And then the dude would be like, "Yo, okay." And then you walk on the movie, and then they just have a shot.
You'd walk on the movie.
You'd walk on the film, and then his image would get pressed into it. His groovy feet would press his image into the film. That's the way we should make movies. We should do art on top of art.
just take a real painting and start filming it, and have someone jump on the painting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fun way to make a movie, Beans. We'll make that movie. We'll write the script, but the filming process will just be like, I don't know, we just throw some random art on there or something.
We have like a brush on the end of the camera, and we're like painting with the camera while we shoot.
I like walk in after like the first few weeks of production, and I see you like just like hanging upside down painting the camera like it's art. It's art. And I'm like, Beans, it's not art. This isn't how you film.
The cameraman is doing dance moves. He does like he does a pirouette or something.
He's like tossing the camera in the air and like slapping paint on it. Or no, he's doing the plane art that we learned about in English class. He's just holding paint in front of the wind turbine, and it's just like blowing paint onto the camera.
Yo, that actually looked dope.
It looked cool. It looked cool, but like when she started making statements about how she was like the next Da Vinci, I started going, okay, it's the plane is the artist if you're gonna make that argument. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, dude. The engineer who made the plane.
Yeah,
Dang.
the engineer who made the plane should be credited for those, not the lady. I mean, come on.
All right. Next question. Do you miss grade school?
Sometimes I miss like the teachers and just how like much of a tight-knit group it was, because you stay with one class even if like you switch teachers, like you stay in one class. But at other times no, because then like in high school, like for the same reason, like you're not always around the same people, like you get to see many more new faces and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that is the big difference. It kind of, yeah, there's just more people in high school that you gotta like get accustomed to. And so I agree that like back in grade school, it was more of a tight knit little group that you would hang out with. Yeah, that's why I peaked in grade school.
You haven't peaked. You peaked in grade school, but you're peaking again now. It's a re-peak with BeansTalk.
Peak and repeat sat in a boat.
Oh my gosh.
Peak fell off. Who's next?
Oh man, hopefully I peak again. This peaks forever.
No, let's talk
like
about
the
that.
GameStop stock.
Let's
GameStop stock. It's always going up.
We could always try our hardest to sound intelligent and actually interpret that whole situation. I barely know what the heck's going on, man. All I know is GameStop's down bad. That's all.
I've been looking into it a lot, and I can tell you that I don't know what's the moral decision regarding it. I had this big Twitter just ramble where I tried to figure out if it was a good or bad thing, and nobody paid any attention to it, and they scrolled right past, and that's how.
Well, here's your chance to redeem yourself here. You can explain it real quick to anyone that's listening and doesn't really know what the heck's going on. Like, if you want to try to, just like,
Okay,
what's the situation, Beans?
So what's the situation is that people in Reddit were like, "Yo, these people are doing shorts on GameStop. GameStop, why? All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blow up the stock of GameStop, and then these people with the shorts are gonna have to so shorts. All right, I have to explain shorts. So this is gonna take a little bit. Shorts are when you effectively bet on a company stock going down. And so what happens is you kind of like sell these stocks with the promise that you're going to buy them back later. And so like in a 6-month period or something. So all these shorts, they were like, all right, we're just going to kill GameStop by having all these short bets on them or something. And then, yeah, and then so they're driving down the price of GameStop, and these people on Reddit come in and they're all like, we don't like this, and we don't like Wall Street because, you know, they just take money and do nothing. So we're going to pump up the price of GameStop. All these people are going to lose a ton of money, and then we'll create a bubble. And they didn't really have a plan from there. That was it. That was the whole plan. So now a lot of people are going to lose money who threw a bunch of money into GameStop because it's not outputting stuff that's proper to meet the needs, to meet their actual stock. You know, the output of GameStop is not meeting the price of the stock, so it's of course going to fall.
Yeah.
This
So
is kind of
basically, it can be described by that meme you've seen going around, like rich people. You can get rich with stock. People buy stock, and then rich people, you're not supposed to do that. Or, like,
yeah. I mean, that's the simple thing, but like people talk about. So I'm not so sure about the validity of this, but like people talk about how a lot of the people who are actually buying GameStop stock are also just other hedge funds that are just destroying their competition. So I don't know how much like that is true. So I don't know how much this actually is the little guy beating up on Wall Street, and how much of it is actually just, you know, a bunch of hedge funds just destroying other hedge funds. Um, and so yeah, and so like part of the thing is that it's some of the Redditors are trying to shed light on some of the problems with Wall Street. Like if we're able to raise GameStop stock this high, and it's obviously not worth this, then isn't the stock market a little bit broken? Like remember how it crashed in 2008 and caused this huge problem? Should we really be relying on this so much? And definitely some of them are just trying to get rich is what's happening. So yeah, complicated situation. You can do your own research. I promote that. Like, don't just take my word for it. But I try to be impartial. So yeah, that's my spiel. That had nothing to do with Mary. Mary, what do you have to say about that?
yeah, what's your opinion on the situation here?
I don't know. From what I understood, it sounded very complicated and crazy, meaning I didn't really understand it.
That's fair. You don't have to understand what's going on with GameStop.
Yeah. Really, you just have to understand big corporation guy bully little guy again. That's kind of what happened. At least from what I can hear. People lost money because corporation was like, no.
Well, so there was the Robin Hood fiasco, right?
Yeah, that too.
People were getting worried about it automatically selling their stocks. Apparently there was something where like people were buying a different kind of stock where it would just, I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, Robinhood did shut stuff down, and people were very mad about that.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, I don't know everything.
Situation. Yeah,
there's a lot more to know.
Yeah, there's a lot to go with that. And like Bean said, we totally promote doing your own self-research. We definitely don't know even the half of the situation. Like, there's so much more about it that's like super important. And if you really want to look into it, I don't know, just go look up what's up with GameStop. I'm sure you'll find something on Google that tells you what's going on that is more informative. But yeah, thank you, Beans, for that for that short little spiel on the situation at hand.
You're welcome. I try. I should do a news segment. I should do.
Yeah,
Especially in
I got
the East
my
Coast. News
I got my film segment. You can do your news segment.
Yeah, news has been so easy probably recently because people have just been like, oh yeah, there was an insurrection. Look at this footage. That's insane, right? Yeah. So that's the news. You're entertained. It's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what I want to try to round off with, because you two are siblings, and there's of course, we have to do the classic "Do you know your sibling" game. So, I got some questions.
You doing this to me, dog? No,
Yeah, I'm doing this to
I'm
you.
gonna fail.
I'm not really keeping score. It's really just for content.
This is cold.
If you'd really like to keep
All right.
score, I guess Zach can keep score.
How's this gonna work? Because we can see. All right, yeah. Wait, we'll just hold up the thing. All right.
Well, no,
Cool.
I mean you don't have to write anything down. I'll just ask. I guess if you want, I don't know if you have to. I'll just ask one sibling a question about the other, and you can say yeah or no, or I'll just ask it and you can give your answer before. So we'll start off with a simple one. What is their favorite color? I'll give you like I don't know. If you have your answer, raise your hand, and I don't know.
Okay.
Mary Jo, you think you know?
I'm not totally sure about this, but I feel like a couple years ago it was green. It may have changed, but like, am I near the ballpark?
Yeah, we about some green.
Yep.
Shoot, I don't know if I know Mary's. Wait, it's not yellow, right?
No, it's not yellow.
All right, thank God.
I don't
So I
think
know all the people who like yellow, but no.
I don't think that's how this game works, Beans.
I just had to make sure that I wasn't living in a house with a yellow lover. All right.
Oh,
Oh wait. All right.
just go ahead.
Just the
Beans.
color yellow sucks. No. All right.
Oh my gosh, yesterday my friends told me I gave off a yellow vibe.
No! You don't give off a yellow vibe. They're lying. All right, they're lying to you. You know what? All right. What about? I'm feeling like 3 different colors. Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! All right.
Nice.
Yeah, I did remember.
Yeah.
All right, that took way too long. Sorry.
Next question. This might be too easy just because you've lived in the same house, but has any? Well, that's hold on. Yeah, I'll just go like this. Has any one of you, or has the other like broken anything before? Like that seems like an easy question, but I'm just kind of curious if either of you know.
I mean, I know more stuff that I've broken. Than.
Has she broken a limb at all or anything?
Oh, broken a limb.
Or anything.
No. I mean, broken stuff around the house.
No,
probably.
that's not what I meant.
But
I meant like broke a limb or a nose or like had a concussion or something like that.
Has Mary broken anything? I don't think so.
Is he right?
Yeah, I mean I haven't. I'm a safe kid.
Yeah, she's not too crazy.
What about?
Yeah,
what
we
about
got some
Beans?
people in our family who I'm surprised haven't broken like mouths. Yeah, we've been pretty lucky.
Mhm.
All
So
right, have I
what
broken a
about
bone?
Beans? Has Beans broken a
Okay,
bone?
I feel like you've definitely broken a finger at some point.
Yeah, I barely broke my pinky, and it was like just a tiny hairline fracture.
Oh,
So
you poor kid.
Yeah, I was crying. No, it was like numb. I didn't feel anything. It was fine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're all tied up. So now this is gonna be a tough one. And it's gonna require thinking from both sides for an answer and an answer to the answer. What is like the most embarrassing moment of their life so far?
Oh my god.
Of our lives so far.
That the
Oh my
other could know of. Like, don't name something that like you and like a couple friends would only know of. Something that like you.
Oh
you
gosh, what are you
and the
doing
other-
to me, school?
I
You're
want to know.
cold. You are cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a hard question.
Think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it for a minute. We'll just I mean, I figured it would be a tough question to answer, but also, I want chaos.
Here's the deal. There are a lot of other siblings where this would be easier to answer.
Too bad. It's just you two. It's
Mary's
just
too
you two.
suave, dog. I feel like there are more times where she's told me that something is embarrassing than it's registered that it embarrassed her. She just felt, oh, that's embarrassing. And I'll be like, oh, what was? And she was like, I did something, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't even notice. She was like, it was embarrassing, man.
That's a great impression.
That honestly was. I have definitely remembered many times where I've had that conversation with you, where I've been like, oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing.
But I don't remember what it was about ever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it wasn't that embarrassing.
Don't forget, you got to think of like what your answer would be so that you can clarify if they're right too.
Oh
my gosh.
This is oh my god.
There's no way. I can't even think of my most embarrassing. Because I can think of a lot of embarrassing things, but I don't know that Mary would know. We can both just take the easy way out and just be like during the Christmas thing. Do you remember listening to me sing the Christmas productions at Christ the King?
The Christmas program?
Christmas program, yeah. Do you remember how hardcore I would go on singing that? I would sing my heart out. I would sing my lungs off.
What song was this, or just every song?
It was every song, but
just
I got one singing part one time. It was Somebody Build a Manger, and I went hard, dog. It was me and Gavin Stefanik singing.
Oh my god! Oh man, dude, that's a great image, man. I love that.
Dude, yeah, I think it was. I mean, I don't want to like drag Gavin into this, but it was because we weren't the guys that sing, but we would just like we would shout it out. We would like, somebody build a manger, and she would like never give us singing parts for that reason, but that time.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
But that one, she was like, this one's for people who belt it out. So she did that. I think it was just for me. Shout out Miss Fox.
That sounds like a fun time, man. I wish I could have seen this Christmas program.
Oh, yeah. I wish that they didn't skimp on it this year, bro.
Dude, I know. Such a bad.
Was it last year too? Wait, so was it 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
No.
Why did you sound so far away when you said that? You were like, no.
That's my thing, is that I immediately become distant and cold whenever something embarrassing is brought up.
you just start running away like, no.
Oh man, yeah. Displaying space through voice. This next level podcasting. You should have an intro. It's like next level podcast.
Next level. I mean, Zach, I don't know. I guess that's a point for both of them. They didn't really answer the question. But I guess that's a point for both of them. Or I guess we didn't hear what's like an embarrassing thing for Mary Jo. What would you say?
I don't know. Yeah, I gave the embarrassing thing for me. That was kind of unfair.
Yeah.
I guess you, Mary Jo, if you just want to say an embarrassing moment.
Oh gosh, an embarrassing moment for me.
I mean, not if you want to. We're making you this.
Remember that one time when you took me to the track?
Oh!
There we go. That's it.
Oh,
that's it. That's Mary's.
That's embarrassing.
What happened?
It was 7th grade. Because there was the track meets in 8th grade.
I don't know.
But in 7th grade, are we thinking about the same thing?
I mean, how many track meets have we gone to?
Okay,
it was the one where we went to. It was at Clay High School.
Yeah. So, basically, in the 7th grade, there was a boy, to say the least, and he was on the track team. And so I would make Beans take me to the track meets and have him stay with me while I cheered him on while he ran track.
Well, that's a nice story. That's not embarrassing. Everyone's done that. Well, every girl's done that. At least, I don't know. I've heard stories
girls do that, dog.
Yeah.
You'd be like, why? Why do you want to see me run around in sweat, dog? I look nasty. Don't look at me.
Yeah, that is weird. I've never heard a story of yeah, you know, the girl that I like's like a heavy power lifter. I'm gonna go watch her sweat and nearly die today. It's gonna be so awesome. I've never heard that story.
But bros do support.
Yeah, bros support. Just like
women, then they go out to sports.
Yeah. But it's like it's a weird. I remember like some friends that I've had back in middle school that would kind of do the same thing, but it would be like, hey, let's go to the volleyball game as a group because we're stupid. I don't know, but like you knew that he was going for this one girl, but that guy always acts like the dumbest just to be dumb and to like he no, like you know what I mean, like a dumb student section student like going crazy about everything like like a really good pass and he like does a flip or something like that's a yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
I think we're really psychoanalyzing St. Joe relationships right now.
Yeah, definitely.
This is going crazy. Like,
well, y'all are all tied up. We got to think of a good tiebreaker, man. I gotta think. What's Zach? You want to help me out here? Everyone, we get to hear
Zach. Can you look up
look up really hard questions?
Hard questions for siblings. You can literally just ask anything.
Yeah,
but I don't want to keep sitting here with y'all tying because I feel like, well, here we go. I'm just curious to see if this will break any one of you. What's their middle name?
Oh, we have basically the same name. His middle name is Joseph.
Oh, her middle name is Josephine.
Well, that's a
she goes by Mary Jo, so that was a little bit easy for me.
Trick question, Beans. There is no middle name. It's Mary Jo Appleton.
Oh, dang. You got me. Can we name all of the middle names? Probably.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone can recite all full names. Recite every single full name.
Okay. So, Dominic Patrick Appleton.
Those are easy because they don't change. Like yes, ages.
Of course they don't.
Ages are hard.
Okay,
ages?
You can do the ages.
Don't do it. No.
Ages.
Okay, I got this. Ready? Okay,
hold on. Before you start, how are we gonna? If I don't know how we're gonna judge this. We'll do like you have to start from the youngest and you'll alternate. So Beans, you start. How old is the youngest?
The youngest is John. He's 4.
All right, Mary Jo. What about the next?
Next is Agnes, and she's 6.
Next is Amelia, 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next is Isabel, and she is 11.
Next is Mary Jo, 14. I think we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
Because Angela's 17.
Angela, 17. You're 19. And then Dominic is 21.
And then Pops is 45.
Oh gosh. And Mom today's Mom's birthday. Oh.
Yeah, today is Mom's birthday.
Oh, no.
Birthday, Mom.
And you're doing a podcast with me. Oh, what a horrible way.
We've had Mamapalooza all weekend where we celebrated her. It's
that's
fun.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, do you have a riveting question that'll break one of these guys?
Yeah, I think it will, hopefully.
All right.
I had to go on like a full tangent of like scrolling through Google trying to find one. So at first it was a bunch of BuzzFeed quizzes, but I got one, don't worry.
Lay it on us.
So, does the other sibling love oatmeal or cereals for breakfast?
Oh, that's a tough one, dude. I don't even think I know that from my sister, man.
All right, Mary cereal.
Yeah, that's easy. But that's hard for you because, like, I don't know.
If he were to eat either one, like he may not eat that every morning, but if he were to eat either one.
Okay, I really want to say cereal, but like for some reason oatmeal is it's tripping me up. But I'm gonna go with cereal.
I haven't even thought about this myself, but I think oatmeal, to be honest.
Oh,
I've been on that oatmeal craze recently.
We have a winner. The superior Appleton.
You can ask Mom. I've been having oatmeal recently with like apples in it. Dude, that's the stuff.
That's a good breakfast.
Oatmeal slaps. And it feels healthier than eating cereal because there's just not as much sugar in it, you know.
Yeah, and also it makes you feel like you live in the old times, like you're eating mush.
I
It's
love
fun
the
to
old
eat.
times.
It's fun.
It's fun to eat
Yes,
mush.
I love eating
Jacob
mush.
Marscola. That's a good. That's a good senior quote. It's fun to
It's a
eat
good
mush.
senior quote. Or put something that like has a lesson, something like when everyone else eats cereal, eat mush or something. I don't know.
Wow.
When the
Something
world
like
eats
make your
cereal,
own
eat
path.
mush. That's a
When
terrible.
the world wants cereal, make them mush.
When life gives you cereal, ask for mush.
Oh no.
When life gives you lemons, say no. I want oranges. No, that's it. I'm writing it down, man. That's a great senior quote.
That's a quality senior quote.
Yeah, it's like a punch in the face. Like when life
Almost
gives
as
you
good as There's this. I don't know if I can expose this person, but I've heard their senior quote, and it's the best senior quote I've heard in my life.
Who?
I can't expose it. It's not gonna happen. I'm not
You-
even gonna say the senior quote because that might expose them.
Really?
But whoever,
You're gonna
I'll tell
say
you it
this.
later, Scola. But I'm not gonna expose this person.
You're
but
gonna
I
leave
know-
the audience hanging.
I'm gonna leave them hanging. They gotta search St. Joe. They gotta find this person. And say,
Well, wait, even if they do find it, how are they gonna know that it's the one that you're talking
you don't know.
about?
You don't know.
But
It's
you
a
won't
really
be able
good
to find the
senior
quote. You can't just look up this year yearbook.
They will know.
But-
Like if you're thinking, was that the quote he was talking about? No, it wasn't. You'll know.
But
You'll
they
know.
don't know the quote to match it to. Beans, they can't buy a yearbook from any year. Actually, can you? Oh, that'd be a weird
Just
thing to
ask
be able to
people
buy.
around St. Joe, dog.
All right, whoever can come up with the mystery quote and submit it to us in the comments wins a free trip to the lunchroom. We're not gonna pay for anything. We're not gonna pay for anything. We're just gonna take you there.
We're just gonna
You get escorted to the lunchroom.
We're gonna carry you. You're gonna be like laying in my skull and mine arms. We're just gonna carry
Beans and I will carry your books for a day. How about that?
Ooh,
Ooh.
I will. I will. If you guess this senior quote.
If you can guess the senior quote.
All right.
Yeah.
Beans, before we get off, I'm curious. You got an idea for your senior quote, or do you not really know?
Nope. I wish that I did. Like, I feel like I should have a good senior quote, but I don't. Like, by this time in life.
Zach, you got a senior quote you're thinking of?
No, sir.
No, nothing yet.
All I remember is Bill Power's senior quote, which was like, "Don't be a bum." No, that's his thing for. I think that's his Twitter bio was "Don't be a bum, chew gum."
That's nice.
I miss you, Bill. I miss you.
I was watching a Kevin James comedy special the other night, and the name of the comedy special is a good quote too. It was called "Never Don't Give Up." Never don't give up. Just do a double.
A double negative.
Double negative.
Yeah.
Like your Herman Melville. Dang, I feel like we barely scratched the surface on freshman existence. I feel bad.
But that's how that's supposed to be.
Yeah, you're not supposed to understand it.
You're not supposed to understand for it.
I feel bad because you don't know what it's like to be in the hallway and not be able to see a foot in front of you because there's just crowds of freshmen everywhere.
Yeah, that's quite the experience. You're never gonna get that. You might, maybe, I don't know, in 3 years. You know, we try to avoid talking about COVID. But
we try to avoid talking about freshman hall as well. But
yeah, that too. That's quite a.
Just like we try to avoid it in real life. I mean,
have you like walked down freshman hall recently and just been like, wow, I haven't been here in a while, like intentionally. I haven't come here like by my own will in a long time.
Well, I mean, I have science there, but it's not the same. It's like a different place when there's no throngs of freshmen.
Like I haven't like stood next to what my locker was in a long time.
Oh, no, I have not been next to my locker.
In that area that I used to go, and then I would get my stuff, and then I would go over to that corner that everyone went to, and I would I would go over to Manny's locker and be like, "Hey, you got any like Mexican candy I can eat right now?" And he would give me the mango pop, and my mouth would burn until like 5th period.
That's so cool. Freshman hall kind of slapped.
Yeah.
The cool thing about being freshmen was that nobody had a car, so everyone was trapped there, and you would just talk to them before and after school. Now people get there right as late as possible and leave immediately, and you
Yeah.
just don't have squad enough time anymore.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Also, it felt like everyone was on even playing field, at least for a few months. Everyone got there and was like, "Hey, are you terrified?" "Yeah, I'm terrified too."
Yeah, we were all unified in their terror.
Yeah. Now we're all in cliques. What a great way to round it off.
Wow, brilliant.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it sucks, but we have to go. Mary Jo, thank you for being such an awesome guest. How was BeansTalk? Do you like being a guest on BeansTalk?
It was great. It was some great conversations going
As
on.
if she was about to be like, I hated it. To our faces.
I want to get a guest
Never
that's
do
like,
that.
yeah, I want to get a guest that's like, you know what?
I can tell because you've been so cold. You're just a cold. I appreciate that though, because you
Yeah.
have to be honest on a podcast.
Yeah, it's about honesty. So yeah, thanks for coming on, Mary Jo. We will have a great episode for you next week, as all episodes are great because all guests are great. Beans, take us out with an outro.
All right. We got to get out of here with some wisdom. And so I brought on family and my sister to come and spit bars. Go take it away, Mary. You have to spit now. You have to rhyme.
What? No.
What? No. Hey, we're gonna go away. Goodbye. Podcast time over.
All right, thank you guys for coming on. Zach, you can close it off.